13 Halloween movies. There are 13. So here's my ranking of the 13. I'd love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Rank them. Let me read them. And like and subscribe for this Halloween month. Look at my camera tilt. It kind of looks cool though. So number 13 is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I know it has a cult following. Don't get it. I thought the symbolism was just stupid and corny. The ending, I guess, was somewhat interesting. But Michael's just a big Hills Have Eyes hillbilly. And I hate that all the people he kills in the Rob Zombie films are obnoxious. If you want to see the person die, Michael ceases being a scary monster and he becomes a vigilante. So that's why number 12 is Rob Zombie's Halloween. Both those films had that same promise. He's killing people that are not innocent victims. They feel like people who deserve to die. I mean, the orderlies are rapists in one of these movies. I'm like, you want him to kill them. I like Michael's size. I'll give that compliment. Dr. Loomis is still good in this movie. Loomis. And I like that he has a passion for creating masks. That's very cool. Other than that, I hate that his mask is dirty. And I hate that he's killing people you want to see die. And I hate the gratuitous cursing because this feels like a teenager wrote it. So, yeah. Don't like Rob Zombie's movies. I don't like any of his movies. I've seen a lot of his movies. I think I've seen almost all of his movies. And I hate every single one. Number 11, Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers. This movie ruins the lore. I don't like it going into the Sam Hine thing too much. They're making him this whole druid, Lord of Death, prophesized undead guy. I don't like that he's magic. The whole mystery is he's a serial killer, but it seems like he might be supernatural to some degree. That makes him intimidating. But I don't like when they're like, oh no, he is. He's raised by the dead to be a killing machine. Boom! And Paul Rudd, Ant-Man's in this. There's one great shot of Michael walking down a hallway, and he's very big and intimidating. I like that. Outside of that, oh, and this is Dr. Loomis' last movie. He died in the process of filming. Epic scream at the end. Number 10, Halloween Kills. This movie's trash. I loved thematically the idea of in Halloween 2018 that they're talking about how Michael, by today's standards, is unimpressive by all the slaughter that happens today. A serial killer from the 70s. And no one should be paying attention to him. And then the next movie, they flip-flop on that, and the entire angry mob is chasing Michael Myers. They don't know what the hell he looks like. They're chasing a Danny DeVito-looking orderly. Come on! And then at the end of the movie, they're all beating him up. I'm like, get the fuck out of here with your nonsense. This whole movie is just him killing people. There's no story to this movie. Number 9, Halloween Resurrection. It is very entertaining. It is very goofy. This is the point where it ceases being like a horror movie, and it becomes like a parody. It's a joke. It seems like something Scary Movie would make. I like the idea. It's a funny idea for like a sketch. You know, they're going to pretend Michael Myers is in this haunted house and the real Michael Myers shows up. That's a fun sketch. Who the hell's the rapper in this movie? Whatever the fuck is Busta Rhymes or something. Karate kicks him out of a window. Entertaining nonsense movie. I would gladly watch this over the ones I previously mentioned any day. Number 8, Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends had a great idea. Michael getting replaced is a very good idea. I think that it shouldn't have been done by a band geek. Or not band geek, a grown-ass adult getting bullied by band geeks in high school. Should have been done by, like, a fanatic. Like, Halloween 2018, they introduced the idea of these reporters. And they're in there searching for Michaels, and that ends up going nowhere. But I'm like, if it was reporters who are obsessed with Michaels because they have, like, a horror podcast, or the fucking ghost hunters, or serial killer podcasts, or something like that, and they're obsessed with Michael Myers, and they want to be Michael Myers, and they realize he's old and decrepit, and he's just useless, and they take the mask from him. That would be interesting. Anyways, it ends up just being a bunch of half-assed ideas, and it goes nowhere. And the fight at the end is significantly lamer than the fight in 2018. That 2018 fight should have been the last fight. And then it ends with this really melodramatic them putting him into the trash compactor. It's nonsense. Number 7, Halloween Season of the Witch. This one's not a Michael Myers movie. It's interesting in concept. I thought it's a fun little spooky Halloween movie. It feels like Trick or Treat to me, where it falls in this vein of kind of like being wholeheartedly a Halloween film with the rules of Halloween and things like that. You know, they put in the mask on the kids and they turn into bugs, and it feels just like a Halloween Town-ish movie. It's entertaining for what it is. It gets very goofy. People are robots. So I remember watching it. It has some decent music, if I recall correctly. And yeah, it's its own interesting thing. Halloween as an anthology was a great idea, but then Michael got too popular. They should have made Halloween 2, because if they went with the second one being a continuation of the anthology idea, they would have gotten away from Michael. Not that I want that to happen, but number 6, Halloween 5. Halloween 5 is really just an entertaining slasher. There's not much to it. I don't like the daughter, or whatever the hell she is, being like the next Michael, being teased. I don't care for that. They try to get like some humanity in Michael. Don't care for that either. But you know, he puts a garden hose through someone's eye, kills people at this party. It's just entertaining kills, and it still feels like a Halloween film. Yeah, there's nothing much to say about Halloween 5. But it's like I don't dislike it. Number 5, H2O. H2O is a pretty good movie. Laurie's a school teacher. She's trying to forget her past. Michael comes back in the worst mask ever. Fucking big ass eyes. Why did it ever change the mask? Leave it as it is. But they have a great cat and mouse battle that it weirdly feels like a Final Destination movie. The way it looks and the way it feels. Like the tonality of the movie is very much Final Destination. And it's very 2000s. Like it feels so 2000s. Early 2000s. But yeah, it's a very entertaining movie. I like the battle between these two. The title is ridiculously stupid. H2O sounds like it's a fucking underwater. But it's a good movie. It is a good movie. It's a good slasher chase war between Laurie and Michael at school. Number 4, Halloween 4. This does what Halloween Kills tried to do. The town is after Michael. People are held up and being guarded by the police. He's way stiffer in this movie, but this is a much better version of Halloween Kills. And there's a great shot where Loomis sees him. I think it's in a dollar store or something like that, and he has his face just wrapped up. And it's really just intimidating with him just standing there in the doorway. But this movie is a decent movie. Michael's on a truck at the end of this movie. The town's after him. He really feels like he is the Grim Reaper of the town in this movie. So I like Halloween 4 a lot. Number 3, Halloween 2018. I think this is a decent movie. It has obviously the granddaughter who's pointless, has a fucking discount Dr. Loomis. I enjoy the reporters. I wish he did more with that. I love the introduction to this movie. It has some great kills that really take their time and have an understanding of like what makes them scary, unlike in Halloween Kills, where it's just like feels like random violence. You know, it has a great tracking shot of Michael that is a classic trailer moment. When I've ever seen that in a trailer, I lost it. 2018 has some great score from John Carpenter. Hunt for Allison. Him in the yard where he's going after that fat kid, that young Jonah Hill looking motherfucker. That's great. The light going on and off. The ending battle with Laurie is great and should have been the last time they ever fought. That should have been the last. End it right there. But yeah, 2018. It ain't bad. And him putting the mask on again with the car, that's a great shot. It has a lot of good cinematography in this movie. A lot of good cinematography. I dropped my list. Number 2 is Halloween 2. Watched this last night again. I watch this movie every year. I think it's a very good continuation. Very good continuation. I do not like the idea of Laurie being his sister. Never like that because it takes away from the scary factor instead of it being random. That's scary, that's random. But him being his sister, the motivation, it just loses it a little bit. But overall, this movie is stylistic. I have no idea why they changed the mask at all. That's stupid that they changed the mask. But it has a lot of style to it. Just good cinematography, great lighting, good kills. Michael's very slow moving, has a very good understanding of what makes Michael creepy. He very much feels like Michael Myers. I don't know where the hell the staff is in this hospital in this movie. And I'm pretty sure this movie popularized the idea of blades and candy. With the little kid in the beginning, randomly have a shot of a razor blade in his candy. But this movie is very, very just effective at being a good, scary slasher film. I don't like Michael getting shot in the eyes. It looks good for a shot, but I'm like, no way, this fucking drugged out of her mind bitch is shooting him in the eyes. I love Dr. Loomis blowing up with him. That's why, Halloween 4 had that great moment where Loomis is burnt up and then Michael's wrapped up. It's a great shot. So yeah, Halloween 2 is really good. I really like Halloween 2. I would love to see them back to back, which I'm pretty sure I have. But I want to see that in theater. And number 1, obviously, OG Halloween. It's just a great slasher movie. It has some terrible dialogue. But, I mean, it's effectively scary. It makes a serial killer without a motivation just a staple of cinema because, I mean, a lot of horror movies don't understand it. The lack of motivation of Michael is what makes him scary. And that's what cements him and makes him different than everybody else. And they kept trying to ruin that. But that's what's intimidating is he just gets out and he's just crazy and he just wants to kill people. He's slow moving. He's just stalking around and he also has fun. He's putting on a blanket to be a ghost. He's fucking nailing a guy to a wall. He kills a dog. People forget that. And, you know, Dr. Loomis sells it. He sells it so good. The impact of Michael in this movie. So many great iconic shots. The score is iconic. The intro is iconic. It's just, when you watch it, it is perfect as it is. You know, it could touch up on some dialogue, but outside of that, perfect as it is. Chef's kiss perfection of a movie. This and Halloween 2, back to back, just watch them. Both great slasher movies. So anyways, that's my list. Comment your list down below.